What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a recap. NFL Wildcard, Lions and the Seahawks. This game I got right. If you watch my previous videos, you would know that I'm going back and we're talking about the results of the games and everything like that. I had no doubt in my mind that this would happen, and it happened the same way that I said it would happen. Now, there are a lot of people that are saying, yeah, you don't believe in the Lions. The Seahawks barely beat the 49ers in Week 17, which I lost money on, by the way. But I wasn't mad at the Seahawks because guess what? Teams have something to play for, and they come out, and sometimes any given Sunday, it happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad about it. Well, sort of I am mad about it. I lost money betting on the game. But listen, the bottom line is this. Richard Sherman and company straight bitch the Detroit Lions. And that, listen, I don't think is Matthew Stafford's neck okay? Because I don't think he looked to the left side of the field the entire game where Richard Sherman was when he locked down that side of the field. And I said this in the video. Remember this. When Aaron Rodgers was so great, who was the one kryptonite that he would go face, that he would just look like a normal quarterback? It was the Seahawks, Richard Sherman. He would not throw to Richard Sherman's side. And when he chose to, it was an interception. So let me just say this to you right now, Lions fans. I'm not hating on your team. I have no reason to hate on your team. I am predicting the game. That's what I'm doing. You don't have to agree. You don't have to like what I'm saying. But I'm giving you what I see. You guys can write visibly what you see. You know, right here in the comment section. If you become a douchebag, you may notice that your comment is no longer there. Because I don't really give a F about all the other stuff that you want to talk about if you can't be civilized. I don't care about that. What I care about, watching a good football game and just enjoying it. And the bottom line about it is, Richard Sherman came out and did whatever he wanted to do to the Lions, and it's a wrap. The Lions had no run defense. Nagata started off pretty good, though. And then he started getting penalties, pushing guys, doing stuff late in the game, get a 15-yard penalty, because frustration starts to set in, okay? And Russell Wilson, he went out there, did what he had to do, you know what I'm saying? All he's done is battle injuries the entire season and continue to play and whatever. And I'm telling you right now, the Falcons, we're going to get into that during the week because I'm about to analyze it. The Falcons don't want to play the Seahawks. Matty Dry Ice don't want to. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. The Seahawks is the kind of team, right? Look, this is what it is. Their defense always leads them, no matter how good Russell Wilson is, and no matter how bad the defense is. If the defense is not playing well, the Seattle Seahawks are going to lose. I don't care what anybody says. That's what they're built on. That's what Pete Carroll brought these boys in for. That's what they're doing. I'm going to tell you this right now. We're going to get to that game sometime next week with the video about my prediction about that game. But the Seahawks, you just don't. If their defense plays well, they can beat anybody. The only time that I've seen the Seahawks defense get like straight shattered and dotted up, Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Dink and dunk all the way down the field, did them dirty. But they helped Tom Brady win that Super Bowl by passing the ball in the right at the one. That was the dumbest play ever still in NFL history. But let's get back to the Lions now. Matthew Stafford made some key throws in this game, okay, to Jones, and Golden Tate played whatever. You know, I'm very surprised that they didn't have him, Richard Sherman, shadow Golden Tate the way that I predicted, but I see why they didn't, because he's not really a threat when you got that kind of speed on defense. They don't need Richard Sherman to shadow him. They need Richard Sherman to take away one side of the field, which he did. Matthew Stafford's finger is hurt, okay? No matter what you guys are saying. When you're trying to throw the football with your dominant hand and your finger is hurt, you're not going to be the same quarterback. I said that. You see, the problem is this. When you're a fan, you don't see things the way everybody else sees things. You see things the way you want to see things. I can look at it objectively because I watch his throwing motion and I see the way he's doing it. The dude has a huge arm, but that little injury can cause that little angle to be off with the football. It's an oblong object. If you can't really direct it and your pointer finger is not doing what it's supposed to do, it's not going to be a good look. And that's all. See, this is the issue that I have. Jim Caldwell, I know he's coming back as the head coach. I don't know. When he won the Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens, and he was up in the booth, and you couldn't really see him unless they went to him, and he was just doing his thing as the offensive coordinator. And he was calling the plays for the Ravens that won that Super Bowl. That was great. But when he's out on the field, I don't know if you want that to represent the Lions. You know, like the face. I'm not saying that as a coach he didn't do a good job. I'm just saying his face, it just doesn't correlate with the way that you want your team to, like, he could be a great, I don't know what it is, bro. His face just pisses me off. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, guys. Let me know. Is it just me? Hashtag just me. Or maybe you're doing it too. Maybe you agree. Hashtag you agree. Leave it in the comments. But I just don't, going forward with the Lions, when you lose Calvin Johnson, right? That's still a hit. Did they make the playoffs? Yes. And Calvin Johnson was playing kind of trash towards the tier end. It's like he was just getting run down. It was just too many double teams on the guy. Too much stuff was going on. He was good for the time that he was there, and he made a difference. But Golden Tate being your main receiver, like, I don't know. You see what I'm saying, guys? I don't really know. Zenner now. Zenner, with all the thing with Bennett calling him the best white running back in the league, and Bennett, in my opinion, Bennett did that to get into his head. You know what I'm saying? That's all he did. And all the controversy that was surrounding it and all the things. Zenner played well. That one catch on that screenplay where he juggled it and ran it for 6. And that's another thing. What the hell's up with the Lions and all these drop passes? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, how are the Lions? You're going to Seattle. Okay, and let me just say this right now. I'm going to be honest about it. The refs called a lot of plays against the Lions that really affected this game. I'm being completely honest. I'm being completely fair. There were a lot of plays like that catch. That's your boy. What's the dude's name? I forgot his name now. The receiver that was out there just doing whatever he wanted to do to you guys, and I thought he was OBJ. You know what I'm talking about? What the F was this guy's name? The guy did some wild. Richardson. He was doing some wild catches, bro. But that one when he grabbed the dude's face mask, whatever. You know what I'm saying, bro? That should have been going back the other way. That should have been a touchdown. There were a lot of other plays as far as holding and stuff like that wasn't called in favor of the Seahawks. I give you guys that. But overall, when you think about it, the Lions couldn't stop the run. They really couldn't stop the run, and that's what it came down to. If a team can run the ball on you, it's the oldest thing in football. You're going to get whipped, bro. Like, you're not going to come out and win the game if they're just gashing you, and this dude rolls. What do you have, like 160 yards? Like, you're not winning a playoff game. How you winning a playoff game like that, giving up those kind of yards? The Lions could not stop the run. So what's going to happen? That opens up play action. It opens up the passing game. Russell Wilson is doing what he has to do, throwing dots everywhere, all over the place. Jimmy Graham makes a key, key third down play when they go to the spread. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things happen. And I don't know why they didn't call a timeout on that play. Like, the Lions just made a lot of ridiculous. Look, if it's like 3rd and 1 or whatever it was at that point, and you come out and audible to 5 wide, and I'm the Lions, and I have a linebacker on Jimmy Graham, I'm calling a timeout. I know you guys might say, yeah, bro, but you got to save him for later. No, you don't. Because that critical play, you got to put guys in that can move. That's just me. I don't know what the hell they were doing. I don't know. I can't explain it. But I can tell you this much. It wasn't the right decision. Because you know where they're going. If you're the quarterback, and you're like, oh, let me look around and see who's on who. And you see a bum linebacker on Jimmy Graham, you know the slant is coming. Because they're going to give up the inside position. Like, what the very, very frustrating watching that play and them not calling a timeout. I'm saying to myself, you got to call a timeout here. So it wasn't only the refs. The Lions did it to themselves too. There was many other plays also. Bad play calling. Guys just dropping the ball everywhere. But at the end of the day, the Seattle Seahawks defense, Bobby Wagner with that big hit on Golden Tate, they set the tone, bro. Locked up the run. Zenner played well, but he couldn't run on that defense. And I said this. You can't run on the Seattle Seahawks defense. They pride themselves on that. At least you can't run wide. If you're able to gash them, you can try to gash them up the middle. But running wide with that speed, everybody on their defense runs like a freaking 4-4. Like, you're not running around with them. Listen, the bottom line is the Lions at this point, they weren't built to beat the Seattle Seahawks. It's very, very simple. It's not something that, if you're a Lions fan, you're probably going to debate it up and down. You're going to cry about the calls or the non-calls are going to change the game. I totally understand the non-play calling, but the referees are human, and that's going to happen. And you have to always equate that with home field advantage and who your team is. And that's the bottom line. The game was close throughout the whole game until the 4th. Then they broke away. And that's what I expected as well. I told you guys it would happen like that because the Seahawks are going to wear you down. You can't do nothing. The Lions don't really have a threat that can really bother the Seahawks. They don't have that threat. It's very, very simple to think about. They just do not have that threat. And it is what it is. I'm not hating on them, I'm just speaking facts. They were not able to successfully do anything to affect the Seahawks to make them change what they wanted to do. And that's what I said, and that's what happened. So I'm 1-1 for Saturday's playoffs. I picked the wrong game for the Houston Texans and the Raiders. You guys can check that video out if you like. It's right here at GmiasWorld, where you get Madden, you get sports, you get family gaming, you get all kinds of craziness. I talk about everything here. We do everything. Hopefully you guys are going to be lifelong subscribers. I'll see you guys later. The Lions played well. The Seahawks was just better. Subscribe. Until next time, one love.